Most breathtaking structures that no longer exist. Number 1. The Colossus of Rhodes. When it comes to ancient statues, we usually think of the ones in museums that are well preserved, like the one of David or the Easter Island statues. But there was one ancient statue that dwarfed all the rest, quite literally. It was called the Colossus of Rhodes. It was a 108-foot bronze statue of the sun god Helios that straddled Rhodes harbor in Greece. It was built into 80 BC and stood for about 50 years before it was toppled by an earthquake into 26 BC. After lying abandoned for centuries, the scraps of bronze were sold to a ship's captain in the 1500s. He made so much money from selling the metal that the saying to sell like hotcakes originated from this event. But the most amazing part is that the Colossus of Rhodes inspired the Statue of Liberty's symbolism. Number 2. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. This is one of the most famous structures that no one has ever seen because it was destroyed 1,000 years ago. But that doesn't mean we can't appreciate its awesomeness. Built into 80 BC, it was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Standing at more than 330 feet tall, it was the tallest structure in the world for almost 1,500 years. And it had a giant mirror that could burn ships at sea. Talk about a great way to welcome guests to your country. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to last forever. Earthquakes destroyed the lighthouse over the centuries, and its stones were reused in the Cape Bay Citadel. Number 3. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. We don't know if these gardens were real or not because there's no archaeological proof they ever existed. The story goes that King Nebuchadnezzar built this terrace paradise with exotic plants and flowers for his wife, Queen Amyntas. She missed the lush green mountains of her homeland, so he created this beautiful garden for her. It may have been real, or it may have been a figment of the ancient writer's imagination. But if it was real, it would have been one of the most stunning structures in history. Number 4. The Crystal Palace. This glass sand iron marvel was built in London in 1851 to show off the latest technologies to the world at the Great Exhibition. At 990,000 square feet, it was the largest building in the world at the time. It was meant to be a temporary structure, but it stayed for 85 years before it burned down in a massive fire. The blaze was so intense and visible for miles that people thought London was being bombed. Maybe they were onto something considering what happened next. The fire melted the iron frame and destroyed the palace beyond repair. Number 5. The Porcelain Tower of Nanjing. This Buddhist pagoda in China was covered in glazed porcelain tiles that glittered in the sun. Built in 1412, it was 160 feet tall and decorated with 10,000 pieces of porcelain. It was a popular tourist destination until it was destroyed in 1856 during the Taiping Rebellion. The tower was seen as a symbol of the government, so it was targeted by rebels. Today, replicas of the tower exist, but nothing beats the original. Which of these would you have loved to see? Let me know in the comments.